But really the heart of who Fulton Sheen was his daily holy hour and the time that he spent in front of the Eucharist. He said all of his books, all of his talks were written in the presence of the Blessed Sacrament. So can you tell us a little bit about his daily holy hour and that promise he made?
It was something that really came up very early in his priesthood. In fact, from the time he was ordained, he had made a personal commitment to making a Eucharistic holy hour every day of his priesthood. And you could imagine that's not always an easy thing to do. Even with all of his responsibilities, it would be so easy for any of us to say, oh, I have too much to do, I have an excuse. But he never made an excuse for his time with the Lord. And even sometimes on days when he would travel, it could be very difficult to find the time necessary to get a holy hour in. And so sometimes even if he was exhausted from travel, there were different stories about him asking where the chapel was, where's the Blessed Sacrament. He would go in and sit for an hour and promptly fall asleep. And then he would wake up after an hour and he would then say, well, I was too tired to pray, but my angel prayed for me. He loved to talk about his guardian angel. And even dying in his chapel, it just is a testament to how important his holy hour and the time before the Blessed Sacrament was for him.
I mean, I think all of us can understand being busy. And so to think like no matter what his travel schedule was, he would rise very, very early in the morning before leaving to travel. But also sometimes he would pray his holy hour late at night. And there's a story I know in his autobiography of requesting a priest to let him into a church to pray later in the evening. But unfortunately, the priest forgot he was there and locked the church. So he got stuck and his holy hour became like a holy 2 or 3 hours and actually had to climb out a window to get out of the church. So even in that had some humor, but the dedication that it took for him to make that daily holy hour, to hinge his entire life around it, really had an impact not only on him, but on other people as well.
And you can sense the significance of that holy hour because it was not just simply that he spent time before the Blessed Sacrament, but he was really getting to know the Lord. And so that time before the Blessed Sacrament was very active and alive. It was a time for him to know Jesus and to know the Word, to know Jesus, who is the Word incarnate. And that means that he really knew the Word of God and the sacred scriptures. When I hear some of the talks that he gives, I am stunned at times with the insights he has. And he sees connections into the life of Christ and connections into different scriptural passages that are just really stunning. And that has to be the fruit of the graces that he received in so much time in prayer.